Welcome to Red V TV's Instant Fan Reaction, supported by A-Star Recruitment for the 2021 season. Following Saints' 34 points to 6 victory over Wakefield Trinity this evening at the Totally Wicked Stadium. Thoughts on the first 40 minutes, Kev?
I was lucky enough, or unlucky enough, to see. It was one for the purists, I think I put out on Twitter. It was attritional. It was definitely one for the bargain bin in the DVD sale at Saints at the end of the season.
Yeah, I was obviously following your tweets. I used the Our League app, redeemed it, followed the process completely, and the game didn't unlock. And I think they were trying to do us a favour. I did manage to see the second half, thanks to somebody on a Zoom call showing a picture of the screen to us. The things you've got to do, although it was very, very stutter. But I got the gist. It improved second half.
Yeah, it certainly did. That's it. First half, we looked a little bit slow. We looked little bit lost in attack. Especially the first 20 minutes, but then we started getting into it. And once we started getting into it, you just kind of like Makinson had an effort ruled out. I think it was in touch. Once we started making them chances, you could pretty much see there was only one team gonna win it. But it's not often you watch a completely scoreless half of rugby in dry conditions. And to be honest, was it an entertaining half? Nope.
I think I've seen Christian Wolf in his pre-match stuff this week, and he was saying Wakefield in the first half of games this season have been really good and then fell away in the second half. And that was essentially, obviously, the pattern of tonight's game as well. I don't think we should read too much into it. It's week 3. We've won by 28 points. That's roughly like the score differential that a lot of people were predicting. I know you went for 32, I went for 36. We have players missing, players in different positions. Do you know what? Is it just about getting the job done?
Yeah, it probably is. That's it. There was a lot of talk about the lineup with Iggy Parsi starting and not being that impact off the bench, with Joe Batchelor getting a chance, which was good to see at 13, and Wolf going with Dodd instead of Smith on the bench. But yeah, to be honest, as you say, we're not clicking in attack. At the end of the game, I'll just fast forward quickly. We had the equivalent of 5 halfbacks on the field. When you've got Jack Wellsby playing in the centres, you've got Lachlan Coote at fullback, you've got Farge and Lomax there, and then you've got Lewis Dodd playing at 9. And all of a sudden, you kind of start seeing, I know Wakefield have fallen off in games, you start seeing us picking off plays and doing the right thing going forward. But yeah, at the minute, like in playoff rugby, at the start of the season, it's always good to start well and then end the season well. And as long as we're picking up the wins, and if we are playing badly, then that's a good sign, isn't it?
Is that a sign of how far Aaron Smith has gone down the pecking order, that despite the injuries, he's not made the bench tonight? And does it validate a little bit of the conversation we've been having earlier in the season about needing to show more?
It's an interesting one, isn't it, with regards to Smith? Whether he's been... the head knock was worse than we think, and he's just been, you know what, we're not risk you this week. Same as he keeps saying with Personal, we're not going to risk you this week. We're going to just give you another week off, then you can come back in next week. But it doesn't look the best for him, does it? If you just take it on complete, he's picked Dodd over Smith. Yeah, it's good to get Dodd the minutes and busy minutes when he's playing at 9. But it's frustrating. I think it's because we've seen good hookers come through the system at Saints. It's almost frustrating, A, not to see him get his chance, or B, what is he doing or not doing that means that chance isn't coming to him? Is it in games? Is it in training? I'm not going to doubt the lad's ability and the lad's will to get in the team, but is it just that players are overtaking him. Younger players are overtaking him. I looked before the game, I think across all his loan spells, he's had less than 50 first-team appearances across a couple of different clubs. He's coming up to 25. He's still got time to cement his place in the squad and in the team this season, and I hope he can do it. I hope that everything we've been saying kind of is proved wrong. But as I say, if we're just taking it on absolutely down the line, Dodd's been picked over Smith, and Wolf didn't mention it in his pre-match. You've got to worry that he is down the pecking order with regards to number 9s.
Going back to what you were saying earlier about us winning and not playing that well. When people say we're not playing that well, that might be the impression you get in games, but we've scored 88 points across the 3 games. Only Castleford have scored more, and that was only because they've scored 52 tonight. So they've scored 91. But defensively, we've conceded 12 points across 3 games. That is unbelievable defence. It's at that pace, you're on for a Super League record.
So, yeah, I mean, the first half, we didn't play so well. But second half, to be fair, we were a lot better. And you're right what you say about defensively. It's championship winning form, isn't it? And still going forward, we are still making them chances. We just off for about 20 minutes today. But unfortunately, that then led itself into a 40-minute half of bad rugby, really. It wasn't the greatest to watch. Do
we just now stick with a process of over the course of 80 minutes, it works, and we know it works, and we're not looking for a plan B or a plan C, because we stick with plan A pretty much all the way through because it's coming and go for us?
I think we do. It might be a little bit dangerous that when you have got to try something different, and we've seen it in some games where we've tried something different and it's been absolutely horrific. But I think you're right, with that confidence in our processes and our go forward and the fact that things will happen for us, that we're quite happy just to keep going with it and going with it and going with it.
Right. I think that will do it for this week, Kev.
Before we go, one thing. The youngsters who have come through at this club have been tremendous for us tonight. Just before you go, last word. Jack Wellesby, tremendous. Jake Wingfield, absolutely full of energy. Absolutely great performance from the young man. And finally, while we don't want to see Lewis Dodd at 9, the half an hour that he got on the park will be good for him, good minutes. He had a couple of little breaks. I tell you what, again, it's good for the club to see these lads coming through. Right, you can like, share and subscribe all you like now. I'm done.
Yeah, well, I'm glad you said all that, Kev, because I never saw it myself because it was stuttering all the way through. And I need to finish it because I've got a youngster of my own who wants to fire engine fixing. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe, and we'll catch you next week for another episode of Red V TV. Catch you soon.